Hello and welcome to China Biz. Now, 2 months ago, one of China's richest men, Ming, disappeared and has reportedly been taken into custody by Beijing authorities for questioning on suspicion of financial crimes. He's the chairman of the Dalian Shide Group, a conglomerate with interest primarily in the petrochemical industry, but also with businesses in home appliances, sport, healthcare, insurance and property development. Xiu's rapid rise and sudden downfall illustrates that for Chinese businessmen, political connections can bring not only great returns, but also great risks. I'm joined now by Caixin investigative reporter Wen Xiu, who's been looking into this, and you've also been one of the reporters behind Caixin's recent cover story on the issue. Now, first of all, Wen Xiu, where is Ming?
It's hard to say. His company Dalian Shide said he had disappeared since March 14th, but the fact could be more complicated. Since March 14th is just one day before Wen Xiu was taken into custody and investigated.
That's right. Now, whenever people talk or read about Ming, he's inevitably connected with Wen Xiu because they were taken into custody just one day apart, as you mentioned. He's also been connected to soccer match fixing with allegations that the club that he owned, the soccer club Dalian Shide, was paying referees bribes to try and fix matches. So why is he being investigated? Is it to do with Wen Xiu? Is it to do with the soccer? Is it to do with other things? Is it all of these?
Well, again, I think it's impossible to know with certainty, but there are lots of details that rarely been talked about. One is that Xiu provided his private airplane to Bo during the Chinese People's Congress on early March, but it is not clear that the airplane really belongs to Ming, and some people told me that he borrowed it from another famous businessman who is close partner to him.
And I know that as part of your ongoing investigations into this, you've also discovered that two bosses of real estate companies, also from Dalian, have also been detained for questioning, and that's not currently widely known, but we'll look forward to reading about that in your next article. Now, the group has been given so many loans from many different banks, often without using any collateral at all. Why were they given so much money?
Before his disappearance, lots of banks think Xiu has unmatched connections in Dalian. They were proud of loaning to him. They don't care what kind of business he was doing. They just believe whatever he did, he can make it successful. And most of his business were operating by bank loans, and he could even do great deals without spending a penny out of his own pocket.
So it's really all about connections, and people just thought it doesn't matter, it doesn't need to make any business sense. He's doing well, he's well connected, so we actually want to be associated with him. Now, one of the deals that stands out and certainly has been talked about was the one that I mentioned before, to buy the soccer club in Dalian, which was previously known as Dalian Wanda, and it was then renamed Dalian Shide. Apparently he's not a soccer fan and doesn't even like the game, so was it just to impress his business partners?
To some extent, yes, but it's more of a profitable business. This investment made him from a seafood speculator to a famous businessman. Before his disappearance, the brand of Shide was valued 5 billion RMB, and he only spent 120 million to buy it, and 17 of them were bank loans.
So 70 million of the 120 was, again, loans from other banks. Now, all these banks that have outstanding loans, can they survive this crisis?
48 banks were involved, and at least 8 billion yuan loans have been lent to him, and lots of them without collateral.
Now, one of the most striking of those deals was given by China Guanfa Bank. Now, this is a fairly small bank, isn't it, down in Guangdong, but the Dalian branch was, the president of that was a guy called Ma Biao. They loaned Dalian Shide 700 million yuan, again, without collateral, and Ma Biao later ended up working for the Shide Group. Now, How on earth was he able to sign off on a 700 million yuan loan in the first place?
It's really unbelievable. But you know, this happened about 2005 or 2006. At that time, the reform of Chinese banks had not been finished. And at that time, the banks are not really banks, not commercial banks. They can do everything they want, you know, without any supervise.
Wen Xiu, thank you very much, and we look forward to reading your future reports on this topic.
Okay, thank you.
That's all for today on China Biz. I'm Mark Dreyer. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.